we know for a fact there's a couple of really big journalists, really big, who I don't respect a lot of journalists. These two I do. Really big, respected journalists. And they've written a couple of stories on it. Each rejected. Have it all ready, done, ready to file it, start to ingest it in the system, and they're like, no, we're not going to do that story. What do you mean? I've been working, a week on it. No, we're not going to do that story. But it's right. Yeah. You know what? We're going to need to save it for a bigger piece. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not going to report on the story. Why? So we're being stuck out as insane, crazy people, and it's not our opinion. We're not drawing any conclusions. I love what came out this weekend, and I think this is government or Media Matters operatives. They released, what was it, last weekend, that I was going to come out and, you, good job, Glenn. You did a great job. You're blaming the government for the bombing. I didn't blame the government for the bombing. I never said that.
No, of course not.
But that's the new attack, is to smear and make you look completely crazy by flooding the market with stuff that's absolutely untrue. Just absolutely untrue. And then isolating you in such a way that you can't get this information out. Please call your cable operator if you haven't already. Call your cable operator and tell them to pick up the blaze. Please call them. You're not getting the truth. And so if we're lying, if we're just making stuff up, why did the State Department put this out? Now this is a full screen snapshot of the if you start to go in and look for information, if you're a government agent and let's say you're in the FBI and you want to find information, this screen has just been added, and I want to read it to you. It says U.S. Department of State, and welcome. Notice, Boston Marathon bombing. Excerpts, except for those requiring access for ongoing law enforcement investigations on a need-to-know basis, you must not attempt to access the records of any suspects or potentially related subjects in the CCD. Well, here's the good news. He was never a suspect. Department of State employees should refer all requests to your CAVOFP liaison officer. Also remember, access to and use of information in the CCD must be solely for the formulation, amendment, administration, or enforcement of the immigration, nationality, and other laws of the United States. Do not access information in anything other than an official capacity, and do not share it without permission of the Department of State. To request a CCD account, blah, 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 blah. Now, that's a full-page warning. Now that you go in and you're starting to look for information. Now, if we were making stuff up, why do they need to do this all of a sudden? They think they're blocking.
That's triggered automatically in every investigation.
In every investigation.
It just happens.
Just happened, yeah.
All of
this screen is on a no-fly list now.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
automatically.
This has been deemed, this piece of paper, been deemed now a terroristic threat.
2123B.
Yeah, it's really bad. It automatically happens when you put those things in.